Today's repair is a little bit unconventional in that it's probably one that not a lot of people would think to do. This is an old pair of flip-flops that are pretty cheap to buy, and they've had a good life. I repaired the right one last summer and the left one recently broke. So I'm going to repair it in the same way using a piece of red leather from this belt and a piece of copper wire. So I've got the copper wire and this belt that I don't love it, so it's getting upcycled. The first thing I'm going to do is deconstruct my mend from last year so that I can figure out exactly what I did and match it on the other side. So I'm going to untie this knot, pull the copper out from the bottom, and see what we've got. So it looks like I coiled a copper wire around the middle of this leather strap. Pretty simple. I flattened it so that it fills the hole where that plastic piece used to be, the piece that broke off. So we'll just cut a piece that's the same length from the edge of this belt here. It's got this folded over edge that I'm choosing to use as opposed to avoid on this repair. I'm not sure if it changes anything structurally or anything, if it makes it more durable or not, but it's a component of this belt and I'm just going to use it rather than just cut from the middle and toss this section. They look to be about the same length, so that's a good win. Now I'm going to just cut a piece of this copper wire. I'm going to use the ground wire that's not insulated so that I don't have to strip the other pieces of wire. Hopefully that's long enough. We'll just guess right there. That should do. And I'm going to try and recreate this coil that I did. I don't really remember how I did this. I may have wrapped it around something else first, but I'm just gonna wrap it around the center of this red strap here using the pliers and by hand. We'll just wrestle it into place. I'm not too worried about the sharp ends on these because I'm gonna try and squish it flat so that it lays flat on the bottom of the sandal. Never going to touch the bottom of my foot. It's just going to be in contact with the ground. I still want it to be relatively flat so that there isn't a particular spot that's going to wear down quicker than the rest or make an uncomfortable lump on the bottom of the sandal as much as possible. Yeah, this is pretty fiddly. I wonder if I wrapped it around something else first and then slid it over the leather strap like a bead. But this is what I've got. I'm doing this in one take. Maybe I'll speed this part up while I fiddle around, since it isn't live this month. Perfect, so my coil is in the center of this leather strap. I'm just going to thread it through the hole in the bottom of the sandal. Pull it through, and that copper, make it so that it's lying flat at the bottom there, just like the other one has been. I am glad that I was able to experiment with this last summer and wear it a bunch to make sure that it kind of works. Overall, I was pretty happy with how this repair turned out on that right sandal. I think sometimes that copper would pull through that hole, so I may have to make some tweaks still, but it was comparably comfortable since the one sandal was intact and the other one was repaired. I just think I need to squish this left bead a little bit more so that it lays nice and flat underneath the foot of the sandal there. But yeah, it ended up being fairly comfortable. It doesn't look bad either. It's kind of stylish. I chose the red leather. Of course, I could have gone with something black so that it matched more, but here we are. This is what I had. I'm tying it off here with a nice little square knot. I love square knots because they sit nice and flat as well. And I re-knotted it where that original knot had been sitting. But you can play around with how long you leave this little tongue piece here, depending on the size of your foot, the height of your foot, just to make it so it's comfortable for you. It's a custom repair. You can make it as comfortable and custom fit as possible. So just tying this other side so that it kind of matches. I'm probably going to try them on and make sure that they are perfect the way I want them, but that's that. It's a fairly quick repair. Again, I think it's a little unconventional because this isn't one that a lot of people are going to do, but I encourage you to try it and add some extra life to your sandal rather than tossing and buying new, even just once. Hope you liked it.